Hi everyone. Today we are going to see about output parsing. We have already seen structured output parser where it actually make the AI message to be providing us an output in a more structured format. Similarly, we have different types of output parsers like that. So among them, we have different parsers. So first of all, we'll understand what are what is about output parsing. Generally, it will take the raw output. It can be a string, or it can be collection of characters, or it can be collection of sentences. So it can be parsed according to our requirement. It can be a structured output. It can be some programmable output, where the output we can use for programming, and also we can uh, have some CSV separated output like that. So that's what generally we will make use of this output parsers. We can also validate the formatting. We can also validate the data, whatever we are using, and all like that. And generally, these output parsings can be used for chaining and inside your runnable process and also runnable sequences. So where actually we will be using all these runnable output parsings is in the language models which outputs the text, and these are really much helpful in understanding the languages and also the responses which are helping those language with the support of so many models, how NLP has been actually there, and also we can give some instructions how the string should be identified, how the language model can be formatted and everything. And even we can parse entire sentence using some methods where it will going to take some string, and also it depends on the language model, it parses and it will be giving us in some structure. So this is how output parsing will work actually. So these are different output parsers we can check about. Okay, so str output parser, which is nothing but structured output parser. This str output parser and this structured outputs are both are same, but we will see pydantic especially. So pydantic exclusively now. So that is one of the useful library in the Python where it will make us understand for more formatting and everything. We will explore anyhow its actual library. And coming to JSON output parser, where the output can be used for some programming things. You can use the output for considering it as an input for any other programs as well. CSV, comma separated value output parser, the output can be given as like a comma separated output. Data time output parser, we can take a data and it might search with the actual data time of the given string or given data. So we will see one by one. So we will see about first pydantic schema, what is pydantic and everything. Okay, let's take so if you just Google search what is pydantic, it is going to open docs.pydantic.developer. So this is the website where we can we can use your pydantic libraries. So generally, this pydantic is most usually widely used for data validation library, uh, and also and it is also fast, and it actually works with your IDEs very good and everything. Okay, and it is very much updated with everything. So this is actually the um, actual contents of your pydantic, where we are going to use the base model of the pydantic. We are going to understand, and this is the base model, one of the class underwent with your pydantic. Okay, so generally this pydantic will be help for getting some very good outputs, especially it can be uh, used for some validation and faster data validation of your Python things. And there are so many useful things, especially using in your pydantic libraries. Okay, so we'll start exploring, okay, by starting with your new program. So in this IPYNB file, we are going to start our logic. So we start. So before starting again, we are just using our Langchain. So from our Langchain Ollama, I am importing chart Ollama. Okay. So from this Langchain core again. So Langchain core, I'm going to use prompts. Okay. So from this prompts, I'm going to import. So all the different classes, whatever we have seen, like system message prompt template, human message prompt template, and even we are also going to see chat prompt template and also the prompt template. And let's give the base URL. So base URL. So we are going to give this local port value of your local host. So this is your port 1 and also model. So I'm going to give the model as your Llama 3.2 1 billion parameter because that's the one which was available in things, and I'm also creating LLM with chat or Llama. Okay, by passing base URL is equal to base URL and also model is equal to model. There is some import error. Cannot import human message. Oh, spelling I have not given. Yeah. So now we have created, as usual, we have created the LLM where we want to use. Now let's use your other things. So there is a package called as typing. So where we can import optional package. So we will see how they are going to work. And from Pydantic, okay, I am going to import, as we have seen, base model, okay, and field. Next, from Langchain, core, we are anyhow going to use output parsers. Output parsers, I am going to import Pydantic output parsers. Okay. Now, let's so let's create some jokes now. So I want to give a prompt such that according to the given question, whatever query we are going to give, your model will try to generate a joke for the given thing. So for that, I will create a class called joke. So where I am passing base model as your argument. So I'm giving like this. We'll go to tell user. I'm setting up setup. So here which is equal to field. We are giving a field where this field is containing one description. So description is the setup of the joke. Okay. Next we are going to give a punch line because we are going to display all these things. So we are going to display punch line of form of type string. So where again I am going to give the field in this description. So the punchline of the joke is. the punchline of the joke. Next, I'm going to give rating of the joke as well. So, which is of optional. So, it depends on. So, rating which is of integer values, and this also we are giving the field. So, there we are giving description, and the rating of the joke is from 1 to 10. So, we are only just giving it the rating values from 1 to 10. So, from these values, it is going to give um, the rating. So, defaultly we are giving it as none, because by default we are creating this class. Next, the class contains three things: one is your setup, one is your punchline, one is your rating. Next, we are going to use this pydantic output parser, where we are passing pydantic object. Okay, pydantic object. So, in this pydantic object, we are going to pass something called as class name called as joke. Okay. Now, let's give an instruction now. So, okay, instruction. Okay, that instruction is, I'm using this parser to get the format of the instruction. We have a method called as get format instruction. Okay, so in this get format instructions, we are getting the instructions. So how it is going to parser, because parser contains pydantic output parser, and from this we are getting the format. Next, let's print the instruction what actually it contains. Okay, output should be format. So this is how the format of your pydantic thing is. So it contains the raw data now. This is the raw data where it's an example. We are giving the properties, okay, and everything. It is taking foo as one of the value, list of strings. So it is all the entire metadata, and even the description what we have given. Joke to tell the user, properties are set up, and punchline, and rating. So all these things were actually the entire metadata was stored in your instruction now. Okay. Now let's give a prompt. So let's prompt is equal to prompt template. So in this prompt template, I'm going to give a template now. So template is equal to answer the user query. I'm going to give a prompt with a joke. So I'm giving a prompt to my model. So here is your formatting instruction. So we are going to give a prompt to my model, and I'm also asking my model to reply my user in the form of a joke. Next, I'm giving this format instruction what we have created. Okay, and I'm going to take the query as well. So query, let it be the variable called as query. We are going to take what is query and as well as the answer. So this is entirely the template. This is not required. This is your template. Now, other than this template, so this is one of the argument of your prompt template. So other than this, we are going to what are the input variables. So input variables, we are going to ask the query, because that's what we are expecting here. What we have given the query as query. So that is your input variables, and as well as the partial variables even. So partial variables are somewhat, it will help us to analyze more the prompt. So here we should give the format instruction. So format instruction. Where is my format instruction here? Format instruction, whatever we have created. So in this format instruction, I am going to use the parser. So get format instruction. Get format instruction. So this is how we have created the prompt. Okay. So we have created a template where we want to ask a joke to the user, and also we have given a formatting instruction. We got format instruction. Okay, the format instruction will take all the formats whatever we have given from the class called joke. Okay, and everything. So let's chain now. So let me execute this prompt variable. Now let's chain. So for this, uh, let's create a chain. So chain is equal to. So we have created a prompt, and let's create with your LLM. So if we just print the chain, so whatever the prompt template we have created, including the passive variables and everything, the output should be formatted. Everything will be part of this, including the chart Ollama, because after that LLM was piped. Next. So next, now let's invoke my chain now. So we should invoke with the part with the um, variables whatever we were actually giving. So the variables are only one, that is your query. So that query, okay, what is the query? I'll just ask him, tell me a joke about the cat. So let's give, tell me a joke about the cat. So now output contains a prompt where we are passing the query like tell me a joke about the cat. Now again we should, now output contains something. So let's print the output content because we are not using the str output parser anywhere. So for that we should use content here so that we will get the actual content. So why did the cat join a band? Because it wanted to be a percussionist. So rating was 8. So it was actually given rating by itself by generating the band. So we have given a prompt query like tell me a joke about the cat, and it has been set up with a prompt like why did the cat join band. Okay, so this is one type of output. So let's give another things, because punchline also given. So why punchline means why the joke. So anyhow the jokes will be like if a joke was given, there will be followed by a punchline. So now let's update your chain by giving a prompt and LLM and parser. Okay, so this parser, after this, let's update your output with a new uh, statement. So let's give another statement such that let's give this query with, so tell me a joke about the dogs. So I'm just going to print the output dot content. Validation error. What we got? Field missing. So there is one field missing over here. So query I have given. Tell me a joke about the dogs. So it's from LLM parser. I think whatever we have given in the parser, this object is joke. So joke contains the field. So let me re-execute this once. So all this, so it has been validated that some values are missing here. Okay. Uh, Let me re-give this thing. So here, whenever we add parser here, so parser contains pedantic output parser, where it contains pedantic object as a joke. So pedantic raised one error. Here the error is like that means the model here it is unable to generate the rating as integer. That's how the error is showing. See, if you see, just trace the error from LLM parser chain invoke query. Here the error is coming. So if you fail to parse joke from completion, so it is giving like the type, the rating type has been came. So this is the description we have given and got one validation error for joke rating. So input should be valid integer. Means your model is unable to provide it as an integer. So it is not our problem, it depends on the model. So we are using the basic Llama 3.2 1 billion parameter model. That's the reason it might not give. But if you use directly Llama 3, it might use because it have higher 3 billion parameter model. So it has been updated as well. So it might give you better results. So it depends on the model as well. So due to space constraints, so yeah, we might use a 1 million parameter model. So if because the parser is expecting to be performed according to the model what we are using. So Llama 3 might give you the better results, but I am using a very basic model. That's the reason the rating it was unable to generate like an integer, even though the prompt whatever we have given to generate like a integer, because here we have specified the type what it should actually generate at initial. So this is what the class we have created. So optional it should be int, and we have also specified the size as an int. So is the reason it should give as an int, but if it is not giving like that means it depends on the model here. Okay. So this is about your basic pedantic thing. So it is actually identifying the fields and automatically the fields which were actually identified it will be given. So next is about using your structured output. So for that let's give something like this. So let's give output like LLM dot invoke. So let's give tell me a joke about the cat. Again we are going to give joke about the cat. Okay. So let's print output dot content. So it is going to give the output. Yes, why did the cat join a band? Because it wanted to. So that's what is the output that we got. So let's create a structured LLM. So where we are going to use LLM dot with. So with structured output is one of the method that we can give. So in this we are going to pass this joke. So whatever joke we have created the class joke. Okay. Now I am going to update my output by invoking your LLM. So structured LLM dot invoke. So we should pass the input inside this. So I'm going to give tell me a joke about the cat. It's not kid, it's cat. Okay. Now print the output. So this is what structure is. What setup is this one? Function is this one. Is rating is this one. This is also one of the outputs. Whatever the previous output we got, but we can also use this method called as with structured output. Okay. Next one we can use is your JSON output parser. So JSON output parser it tells about the LLM to output strictly like your JSON. So it actually responds like for the Python dictionary. So it doesn't need any schema or anything, and also the output whatever we got like your JSON output parser, it will be like your coding point of view, in your programmatic point of view the output will be given. Okay, so let's check how this JSON output parser works. So for that we are going to import from Langchain core. So for that we have output parsers again. So from that I am going to import JSON output parser. Okay, so I'm going to create a parser. Hope this will work fine uh, rather than whatever we got. So previously, so JSON output parser, in this I am going to pass pydantic object is equal to joke. So we are passing that class. Now let's print the parser dot get format instructions. Yes, we are getting. So this is a JSON format where we are giving it like a code. So this is what the output schema. So what is the description, what are the properties and everything. So this is actually the JSON format. Again, I am going to use the same thing. So here we have given the prompt template now. Let me reinitialize this. Same thing here even. Okay, so prompt template, answer the user query with a joke. Here is your formatting instruction, or I am just giving JSON format. So we are giving what is query, and the query variable, input variables are query and partial variables as well. And let's create the chain again. So chain is equal to prompt and pipe it with LLM. Next again, let's invoke your chain. Output is equal to chain dot invoke. So in this chain dot invoke again, I've given this. Let me copy that. Yeah, same thing. Okay, let me print the output of. So this is what the JSON format, what we are expecting, because we are giving it is to be like a JSON format. Okay, so this format instructions, whatever we have imported here, it is going to use now this pydantic, whatever we have given it, you are using your JSON output parser. So now this is your actual JSON format of the given thing. So here it has given a description, the title, type, the type of the string, what it has generated, the punchline, the title we have given it as a punchline, the type, rating, it is identified like an integer and type has been null, default it is null, like this. So this is what the JSON format generally you can expect. Next is your CSV output parser. CSV is use comma separated list output parser, where you ask LLM to return a list of items. You don't need full JSON structure. It generally need lightweight parsing. So we will see quickly about how CSV output parser will work. Okay, so for this we are going to import from Langchain core output parsers, import comma separated list output parser. So now we are going to update this parser with comma separated output list parser, and we are just printing that so that we will know the basic get format instructions. The basic structure of here comma separated, your response should be like a list of values. So whatever you give as a prompt, that entire reply, that means the AI message, what it is going to give, it will be of comma separated list of output passes. So this will be helpful for us to understand the large data sets. So I am going to use the format again, the same code or whatever we have given here. The same thing I will give, because I have already given my parser. So instead of so the format instruction I should update. So that's the reason it was given the previous one. So before giving this, so let me give the format instruction is equal to parser dot get format instructions. So here is your CSV format. So it is going to give the format, and we are calling it directly. We can call format instruction here, or else yeah, we can go directly format instructions. Format instruction. Okay, we are parsing it through uh, format instruction. Parser is also not required because we have already given parser here, so direct format instruction we can give. So we are giving chart Roma, and also we should give parser, and we are giving this tell me a joke. So let's give it not like a joke. So let's give another query. Uh, Generate my website SEO keywords, special keywords. So where my website have the content of content about NLP and LLM. So it is going to generate a prompt now. Um, let's print the output, how it will work. Yeah, so NLP, let's see what we can tokenize. So it came like all the words. Okay, so we are giving chain and the parser. So parser already contains comma separated value list of output parser, and we are getting parser print of instructions. So it came like a comma separated values if you observe. So these are all the SEO keywords. So let us rerun. Let's see whether any specific comma separated values it is going to generate. Yeah, it generated idea, natural language processing, large language model, keyword, SEO keywords. So it has been generated something else. So it depends on the model again. So we are using a very basic model. That's the reason. So if you rerun it, it is going to increase or it is going to change the values as well. So it depends on all the things, whatever we are using, which model that we are using over there. Okay. So next one is your data time output parser, where it is going to give date time format. So it depends on the query, whatever we are going to ask. So let's try this data time parser as well. So let's again same. So Langchain core output parsers import date time output parser. Okay, date time output parser. So where we are give parser, we are updating. We are going to update parser with date time output parser. Okay, so the same. The rest of the things are same. So let us give the same thing, but in this query, or let's print this parser, how it is going to give. So format instructions. So let me give this parser.get format instructions. Okay, now let's print this format instruction. Import error date time output parser. Why it is coming like this? Oh, I think this is under Langchain only directly. Yeah, not under Langchain core. So this is how the date format will come. So it is an example, and it is a pattern it will follow: year, month, date, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. So it was going to give 3 seconds. So return only the string, no other words. So let's enhance this by using your previous thing. So we have already updated your parser. So let's give the same prompt. Okay, I'm going to give the same thing, but instead of giving that, let's change the uh, string here. The query is when America has been, or when India will ask, when India, when when India got discovered. So if you required any uh, date and time, anything that was required, so value error, so what it came, yeah, depends on the model again. So see, it is generating in this model, in this type. So it depends on the model again. So that we cannot, sorry, that we cannot actually hold it. Okay, so it was giving in this format. So the problem is with the model that we are using. So let's change the thing such that it might give any result. We'll see, or if not, it's purely let's give America. Yeah, for this it got good, fine. So it is getting good. So 2021, it was giving like this, but this might not be correct because America was actually invented very so much wrong. But the format what it was came is like this. So this is what actually you can expect from the date time format. Okay. Okay then. Thank you.